We often marvel at the results that we can achieve in just 30 days. Whether it is fitness, nutrition, or productivity, a lot can change if we remain consistent over a prolonged period of time. But what can change in a year? The internet is full of stories of people who begin to speak new languages, play instruments, shape their bodies, and do all kinds of different things, all in the span of 1 year. And that's amazing, and moreover, it is incredibly useful. Except there is no time to do that. Between working, cooking, socializing, and trying not to die from various random causes, we are always busy doing something. When is there ever going to be a time to practice something regularly? I think that's the wrong question to ask. I think the right question to ask is, what is something that we're already doing that we can turn into our regular practice? I want to show you how I learn about difficult, important, and time-consuming subjects every single year without taking any extra time out of my day. It's a concept I call the Year of Learning. The Year of Learning is a 1-year commitment to learning and practicing something that can really improve your life. If you're already reading books, listening to podcasts, watching movies, practicing sports, and trying out different hobbies, then you have all you need. Now all you have to do is pick a theme. Choosing a theme is really the key of the Year of Learning. It's the reason why it works so well, because it involves you doing the things that you would normally do anyway, but just taking that and trying to base them and center them around your chosen theme for this 1 year. And that could be anything like minimalism, taking care of plants, yoga, nutrition, music, art, anything that you have some interest in and you think would fit really well into your life. So if you want to try and learn about photography and you already read books, try reading photography books or watch a series on it or a YouTube video. If you already go to events, try going to photography events or finding some photography interested friends to hang out with. Listen to a photography podcast or do some photography exercises in your free time. Essentially, live as you normally would, but keep it themed around photography. This is a strategy that doesn't just work on your best days. It also works on your worst days or the days where you don't have enough time. And no matter what you feel like doing or you have the energy for, there's always going to be something that you can do that is based and centered around your given theme. And after the year is over, you can already start using your knowledge in your daily life. And for your next year, you can either choose to go a little bit deeper into what you've learned, or you can pick an entirely new subject. This year, I decided to learn about nutrition, and I started by choosing 2 very big fat books that had a lot of information on the subject that could take me through the very basics. And for some time, I was just listening to the audiobook versions of that and reading whenever I could until I understood kind of what I was doing. And once I had that basics, I started watching different YouTube videos, following certain creators, and at some point reading scientific journals by myself. And I was feeling more and more confident, so I started experimenting with my food, trying out even different challenges. The intermittent fasting challenge and the no sugar challenge are things that I picked up this year from learning about nutrition, and there are things that really have improved my life. But the really key thing here and the awesome thing here is that I learned all of these things, but I never spent any extra time on it because I read books anyway, I listen to podcasts, I watch different creators anyway, and I cook for myself anyway. So all of these things I learned kind of on the side, but it was a very focused effort. So the Year of Learning is not a 30-day challenge. It is also not a 365-day challenge. Rather, it is an extremely sustainable long-term approach because it doesn't demand that you change your schedule or habits in any way. It only demands your sustained focus and dedication to learning one thing at a time. So trust me, this works. I have been doing this since 2014, and the things that I have learned in that time are still helping me in my daily life till this very day. To give you some idea of what kind of themes that I've chosen, in 2014, I themed my year about working out. I really learned all kinds of exercises, high intensity interval training. I was able to do 200 push-ups in 15 minutes by the end of the year, something that I cannot do anymore, but that was incredible. In 2015, I learned about yoga. I tried all kinds of different yoga. I learned about posture, how to walk right, how to sit right, and how to do basic physical therapy by myself. In 2016, I learned about the compound effect, the miracle morning, habit tracking, and things that I can use for self-improvement and organization. In 2017, I learned about mindfulness, the ego, how to be in the present moment, really things that are related to meditation. In 2018, I learned about individualism, morals and values, how to define that for yourself and how to defend that. In 2019, I learned everything I can about minimalism, and that has clearly changed my life for the better so much. And this year, I learned everything I could about nutrition. Of course, this is just the basics. I'm going to keep learning, but I have a very solid foundation, I think I could say. And I've also learned a lot about filmmaking and photography. And I have big plans for the next year as well. I think I'm going to try something like budgeting and finances, and of course, continue to get better at filmmaking and photography. The first step is to think about something really useful that is going to improve your life, but learning about it and practicing it just seems like a very big hurdle to get over. For step 2, you really want to pick a solid introduction. You're going to want to do some research and look for maybe a book, a course on Skillshare, a YouTube channel, anything that is going to give you a lot of solid basic information about the topic so that you have some ground to set your feet on. You get to step 3 after you have a solid foot on the introduction, because once you know a little bit, you're going to find out what your options are. The point is to diversify. So anything that you start getting interested in, you can try and make it into your practice. You can try to implement it into your daily life and just keep learning and reading and trying out all different things. Step number 4 is to keep it interesting. So keep that diversity, but if something doesn't work, don't be afraid to switch it out. Don't be afraid to move on to the next thing and focus on something a little bit more. Just go where your interest goes. I know that you're going to do this with me because you have come to this point of the video, and I would like you to promise that to me because the new year is starting soon and I really believe in you. I'm going to be learning probably about budgeting, and I would love to hear in the comments about what you think that you would like to learn about, or whether or not you've had a year of learning-esque experience so far in your life. And we're just going to make a quick pinky promise that you're going to do this with me. And promise. Thank you so much for watching. Rock socks. I'm proud of you. See you soon. Bye.